Before we get the party started, if you don't care about building your most aesthetic and holistically attractive physique that you could build, go ahead and exit out the video, man. Well, wait, I'm gonna give you about 5 seconds because I know you guys won't be here. You guys won't care about building an aesthetic physique, or at least that's what you'll tell yourself, and you'll still click on a video like this. I don't know why. So we're gonna give you a few seconds, and we're gonna let the people who care about building an aesthetic and attractive physique. We're gonna let them wait while you guys leave. So I'm gonna give you guys a few seconds. Peep the Randall Brands Co. outfit while we're waiting. A little beanie, a little long sleeve. All right, you guys are gone. All right, cool. Now for the people who remain, right? The guys, because this video is specifically for the fellas, right? The guys who care about building the aesthetic and attractive physique. Let's talk. We're gonna talk about why squat, bench, and deadlift isn't needed and is often counterproductive for building an aesthetic physique. What makes a physique aesthetic? Right? A few things. One thing that's not talked about that we'll talk about a little bit in this video, but what makes a physique aesthetic? V taper, right? Shoulders tapering into a small waist. If you care about an aesthetic physique, there's multiple muscles that you need to prioritize, or at least that you need to make sure that you're keeping up with, right? And there's a hierarchy, and we could talk about that in another video. But your squat, bench, deadlift should be lateral raises, chins, right? When I say chins, I'm saying overhand, underhand, neutral, just all type of chins, right? Chin ups. I just call them chins, right? Chin ups, pull ups, whatever you guys want to call them, chins. Lateral raises, chins, ab work, sit ups, crunches, leg raises, vacuums, right? To keep the core tight, the TVA tight. Those are your big three. It's not squat, bench, and deadlift. It's side laterals, dumbbell, machine cable, whatever. It's chins, right? Chin ups, pull ups, neutrals, all that. Under all that, right? Wide, close, all that. And it's a tight core. Daily ab work. That's your squat, bench, deadlift. That's your big three. Your big three should not be squat, bench, and deadlift. A lot of guys squat, bench, deadlift. Oh, I just need to get stronger in my squat, bench, and deadlift, and I build the physique. I want you to pay attention to the dudes, the older guys who are always squatting and benching and deadlifting. Look at their physiques. They don't have aesthetic physiques. They show up every single day. They've been working out for 15, 20 years. They don't have an aesthetic physique. Why? They don't prioritize the muscles that make a physique aesthetic. It's very simple, guys. You need to have a structure that is aligned with an aesthetic physique. You can't be doing squat, benching, and deadlifting. I'm not saying that I want to be dogmatic, right? I'm not going to say you can't do it, but it's not productive, guys. It's almost counterproductive. A lot of guys who prioritize squat, benching, and deadlifting, they have not a good upper chest, right? They have a lot of lower chest because they're benching heavy and they're cheating. So they're arching their back. That's all lower chest. They have these fat ass legs that's throwing off their proportions, right? Because they're squatting and they're deadlifting so much. So they have these huge, almost feminine-like legs that's making their upper body look even smaller because aesthetic physique is about proportions. You cannot have a subpar or even decent upper body, but a phenomenal lower body and be aesthetic. It's better to have a phenomenal low upper body and a lagging lower body to be aesthetic. For me personally, I want a phenomenal upper body and a lower body that doesn't take away from the upper body. I believe that's the best thing to do. But the whole, I'm going to get my squat super high, I'm going to get my deadlift super high. Now you got these big legs. Your waist is all wide because you're doing all this bracing, squatting, and deadlifting. And then people wonder why I always talk about having a tight waist. I don't want to ramble too much in this video, right? Because there's so much I got to talk about. But when you're squatting heavy, you're deadlifting heavy, even when you're benching heavy, all that takes a lot of heavy core bracing, right? Now your obliques are getting wide. Now you're 5'7" with a 34-inch waist, which is crazy. I'm not going to act like waist, like 80% of waist is honestly genetics and getting lean. But the other 20% is digestion, TVA work, ab posture, making sure that you actually have good posture, which a lot of dudes don't have. Right now, I'm not even sucking in my abs. This is just my normal This is like my normal look right here. And you could tell my abs are like very flat. I work on my abs daily, number one. And number two, I have very good ab posture. So my abs always stay sunken in. A lot of dudes, they have bloated abs. They have these big blocky abs and obliques because they're doing all this heavy shit. The squatting, the heavy benching, the heavy deadlifting. And that's taken away from your taper. I don't care how big you get your chest. You're going to be looking like this fridge if you don't have a decent waist. I'm not saying you have to have a crazy insane waist. Like I said, 80% of waist is genetics and getting lean. But you can maximize that other 20% by maximizing digestion. Make sure that the foods that you're eating are actually getting digested properly so that you're not bloated. Not training abs with weights, right? So you don't get that big blocky midsection. Not doing a whole bunch of heavy bracing movements like squatting, like benching, like deadlifting. There's certain things that you guys could do, but you guys aren't doing them. And then you guys be in the gym looking at me crazy. Dudes be looking at me crazy in the gym, bro. And it's like, why? I just don't understand, right? So I'm here to help you guys out. I'm not here to put you guys down. I'm here to help you guys out, right? Squatting, benching, and deadlifting, they have to go. Replace squatting for hack squats, especially if you're a taller guy like me. Hack squats are going to be, you got long femurs, it's going to be way better to just target your quads. Take everything else out and just target your quads. You don't even have to go heavy. I keep all my reps above 10. Instead of benching, do incline machine press. You could do incline Smith. I would say even don't do incline Smith. I just say do incline machine. Do low to high cable flies, right? Focus on the upper chest. Also do some you could do some pec deck, you could do stuff like that, but we're not doing a whole bunch of heavy ass benching. Like, we're not doing that shit, bro. We want to build physiques. We don't care about numbers and strength and just in there just doing too much. Deadlifting, you want to deadlift? First of all, people, when I say, oh, like, why are you deadlifting? Oh, I want to do this. It's for this, it's for that. Because people always want to try to justify why they deadlift, but there's so many better alternatives. Your number one back movement should be chins. Like I said, overhand, underhand, play around with do all of them. Experiment with all of them. Do all of them and do them daily if you can, right? That's number one. Number two, when you want to target your low back and your spinal erectors, this is when you use the Smith. Do Smith stiff leg deadlifts or Smith RDLs. Again, we're not going super heavy to where we have to do these crazy braces when we come up between reps, blowing out our midsection and shit. But we're going heavy enough to where we can make sure that we're filling the posterior, right? The glutes, the low back, the spinal erectors, the hamstrings and such. That we're getting good work on that, but it's not as fatiguing and it's not as like taxing on the body as deadlifting. It still is a deadlift, but it's a way better variation. Just like a hack squat is still a squat, but it's not a barbell squat. It's a way better variation. This stuff matters, right? So that way you have the energy, the proper energy to do the muscles that actually do matter, like your forearms. Very important muscle. Your calves. Very important muscle. The forearms and the calves, they create the frame, the silhouette. Your side and rear delts, even your front delts, but especially your side and rear delts. These are the muscles that you want to prioritize. Your neck. People won't even train their neck, which is the only thing that's visible on my body right now. You can't see shit else right now. All you see is my neck. And I don't have the best neck, but I've started to train my neck and it's definitely improving. And training your neck is very important as you get leaner, because when you get leaner, your neck size will go down, especially if you don't train it. You don't want to be 10% body fat, clothed all day, but you look super scrawny because you have skinny ass necks and forearms. This is the type of stuff I want you guys to think about. This is what matters. It's not the squatting, the benching, and the deadlifting. It's the details that make the aesthetic physique. It's the details that make a physique aesthetic. Again, you can't see nothing right now. I don't know exactly what you guys can see, obviously, but when I'm standing like this, you're probably seeing my forearms, right? And you're seeing my neck. That's what you're seeing right now. Neck, your peripheral muscles, your neck, your back, upper back and lats, right? Side rear delts, calves, tight core, ab work every day. This is what needs to be prioritized, not squatting, benching, and deadlifting. Another thing you guys started to do when you guys squat, bench, and deadlift is you want to chase numbers because you want to get stronger every week because these are ego movements. Now you're looking to eat more calories because you think calories equals more strength and more gain. So now you're going from 14% to 16% to 18% to 25% body fat. But at least my bench went up 25 pounds. At least my deadlift is going up, right? Just no, man, we're not doing that shit, bro. We want to build physiques. I'm really passionate about helping dudes build physiques because I'm tired of dudes. And I know I've built my physique and I'm still building my physique. I know I'm still going, but I'm tired of dudes staring at me in the gym. Like, I'm here to help you. Like, I'm not here to compete with you. I don't think I'm better than you because, like, none of that shit, bro. Like, I want to help you build a physique. This is like why I'm gonna start talking about this more because it's so many dudes that like go to the gym but they don't have aesthetic and like appeasing physiques to look at. Like they're just in the gym just moving weight. And what do they have in common? They're doing squat, benching, and deadlifting. They're not doing the rear delt rows. I never see them do side laterals. They do ab work because you know everybody likes to do ab work. So at least they got there. Right? They do calves. They never train forearms. I don't understand why you guys don't train forearms, bro. You guys will skip forearms and train triceps. Forearms are way more important than your triceps. The big tricep looks hella goofy to me, bro. Especially when you're not lean. Like when you're like above like when you're between like 15 and 20% body fat, even that, and you just have like those big gym bro triceps, that shit is not it, bro. That shit looks goofy. Forearms are way more important than your triceps. And the reason why I talk about like old school physiques like golden era bodybuilders and how they have amazing physiques, they had incredible forearms. What they didn't do is they didn't use straps, right? When they did their back movements, they didn't use straps. So, and they also did a lot of free weight movement and not a lot of machines. So they were getting a lot of forearm work. Because a lot of us use straps nowadays, myself included, we need to train forearms directly, right? Your triceps should still be trained. Focus on the long head of the triceps. Mostly, a lot of overhead work for the triceps. We can do some push downs, but we're focusing on long head of the triceps. Focus on your forearms prioritize your forearms, your biceps, and then your triceps for arm development in that order. I don't give a fuck about anatomy. You guys will be like, oh, well, you know, for big arms, you need big triceps. We're not going for big arms. We don't want big arms. Lunch ladies have big arms. Me at 250 had bigger arms than me now. The goal isn't to have big arms. It's to have good looking arms. Forearms, biceps, triceps in that order. That's how you prioritize that. If you want to include shoulders in the arms, then it's delts, forearms, biceps, triceps. Prioritize that in that order for arm development. I know I'm ranting, guys. I'm passionate about this shit, but I want you guys to be more aware of what it takes to build the physique. You know, instead of like dudes seeing me and hating on me and make garden with their girl, or instead of you on Instagram always commenting on people calling them fake naturals, listen to the advice. And if you want my help directly, check the description. I give out custom training programs, custom nutrition programs, and also have a full 16-week coaching program, right? So I do this for a living. I help you guys out, male and female. I don't know if there's females watching this video specifically, but I'm here to help you guys out as well, right? But we have to be cognizant of stuff like this so we're not in the gym for 5, 10, 15, 20 years just not having physiques, bro. Like, dudes don't have physiques no more, man. I'm sorry. Like, all the physiques I see are all online. I don't see no physiques in person, bro. I don't see. Everybody looks bloated. There's no taper. Like, there's no physiques. We gotta build physiques, fellas. We gotta build physiques. I know I've talked about a few things. There's certain things I talked about in this video that I'm gonna talk about more in the future. Right? Because this video is supposed to be about squatting, benching, and deadlifting. And I know I kind of went off on a tangent. Again, I'm passionate about fitness, right? And building an aesthetic physique. But squatting, benching, and deadlifting, we do hack squats. We don't bench, bro. Like, we don't bench, bro. We don't bench. On top of that, we want to be lean. 12 to 15% body fat is cool, but I'm just gonna be real with y'all, bro. If you really want to like really step the game up, 12% needs to be like cap. Especially if you're younger, like you could get away with having lower body fat. Because I work with some older guys, and I like to get them more between like a 12 to 14% range, depending on age. Because the older you get, the less fat you have in your face. You don't want to be 60 and 10% body fat. For the most part, you're gonna be looking sick. You will be looking sick. So for like the younger dudes, like you 40 and younger, for sure, 8 to 12, man, 7 to 12, right? This is what I preach. 15% is cool, 14, 13 is cool, but I always talk about creating separation. You want distance between you and everybody else. You sub 12, man. 10 to 12, 7 to 10, like 7 to 12, 7 to 13 maybe, but we're not hovering around 15, 16, guys, right? And when we get leaner, when we're sub 12, a lot of you guys don't know this, we have less fat around our knees, right? Our joints where our knees and elbows are at. So when we're benching heavy as shit, squatting heavy as shit at 8, 10% body fat, we're putting, even if we were fatter, we would be putting way too much stress on our tendons and joints and ligaments, in my opinion. I don't think anybody should be doing all that heavy shit. I don't think it's conducive to being healthy long term. But especially when we're leaner, we don't have the same fat padding around our joints. We're putting way too much pain and inflammation on our joints and tendons by squatting and benching and deadlifting super heavy, because we know being lean is non-negotiable. So if you think you're going to be 8 to 10% and trying to max out on bench, squatting, and deadlifting every week and recovering, right, your connective tissue recovering, that's a whole nother topic. And it's not productive. So I'm telling you, everything points towards having a lean athletic look and just leaving the squat, benching, and deadlifting for the birds, bro. That shit is not for us. For my fellas who stayed for this video, who care about building an aesthetic physique, that squatting and benching and deadlifting, that shit is not for us, bro. It's not. Right? We focus on movements that will build our physique. We train our neck. We train our side and we train our front delts too, but we especially train our side and rear delts. Upper chest, forearms. Everybody talks about, oh, I want to get big arms, forearms, calves, abs, right? And then we could thighs. We just keep the thighs in line with the hip. We don't want these big ass thighs, right? Chest, we keep the chest nice and squared. We don't want this huge titty looking like chest as grown men with these crazy ass lower chests. We don't do dips. Like there's I'm not gonna drag this video. I'm gonna close this video right here. You guys comment below if you guys want a part 2, right? I don't want to go too much off. Please just stop squatting, benching, and deadlifting. Just be smart, fellas. If you want me to help you structure a program that's conducive to an aesthetic physique, let me know. I'm here to help you guys out. I'm not gatekeeping shit. Obviously, I run a business, so I charge you, but I don't like dudes just staring at me in the gym like, oh, like he thinks he's all that, or like fat dudes looking at me, May guarding. Like I want all you guys to have the physiques you guys want, just like I do, man. I wake up. Yes, I'm getting leaner right now, but I love my physique. I want you guys to love your physique as well. But if you want an aesthetic physique and you're not doing things that's conducive to that aesthetic physique, you'll never get it. You'll be one of these dudes who's been in the gym for 15, 20 years with just like you have muscle, like we could tell you work out, but that shit, nobody's turning their head. Women aren't gonna look at you and be like, well, damn, like men don't want to necessarily look like that. Like that's the physique. We want physiques that give us the best return on investment. As men, what is that physique? A physique that men want to look like and that women want to be with. If you're a woman, it's a physique that women want to look like and men want to be with. Point blank period. Those are the physiques that give you the best return on investment in life. We're not gym bros. We're not in the gym fighting demons. We're not doing goofy shit, bro. Like we want return on investment. So again, if you need my help, male or female, check the description. I have fun making this video. It's probably the most fun I've ever had making a YouTube video, man. I'm just talking shit, but I'm having fun and I'm really passionate about fitness. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you're not new, like the video, share with somebody who looks like shit. I'll see you guys tomorrow for my check-in for, I think it'll be week 9 for Physique and Mindset for my Lean to Shredded series, man. You guys have a blessed day. Peace.